The Shadows of Salem. Stefano DiMera's will reading promises explosive revelations and a phantom from the past. After years of schemes, reversals, and that unmistakable cackle echoing through the halls of power in Salem, the moment every Days of Our Lives fan has been breathlessly awaiting is finally here. Stefano DiMera's will is about to be read, and if history has taught us anything about the DiMera family, it won't be a quiet gathering around a mahogany table with polite tears and measured words. No, this is going to be a powder keg in the heart of the DiMera mansion, complete with returning legends, simmering resentments, and quite possibly the kind of twist that leaves viewers shouting at their screens. I've followed this show for decades, through the golden era of Stefano's reign of terror, the endless cycles of love and betrayal, and every resurrection, literal and figurative, the writers have thrown at us. When the DiMeras come together under one roof for something this monumental, you can practically feel the ground shifting beneath Salem. And this time, the air is thick with the kind of anticipation that only comes when the Phoenix's final chess move is revealed. Let's set the stage properly. Stefano DiMera wasn't just a villain, he was the villain, the puppet master whose strings reached into every corner of the town. From brainwashing and corporate takeovers to orchestrating deaths that turned out to be elaborate ruses, his legacy is woven into the fabric of Days of Our Lives. His passing, well, as permanent as any DiMera death ever, is left a vacuum that characters have been circling like sharks. Now, the reading of his will is pulling everyone back into the orbit of his final wishes. And among the familiar faces steeling themselves for whatever bombshells are coming, we're seeing the return of beloved legends, Tony DiMera and his ever-fabulous wife Anna. Tony and Anna's homecoming feels almost poetic. Tony, with his sophisticated charm and complicated history, as Stefano's son, or pawn, depending on which clone or memory wipe we're talking about, has always represented the more refined side of the DiMera chaos. Anna, with her sharp wit, impeccable style, and history of schemes that somehow always circle back to love and revenge, lights up every scene she's in. Their presence isn't just fan service. It signals that the writers are digging deep into the family's rich tapestry. You can already imagine Anna's perfectly timed quips cutting through the tension, or Tony's raised eyebrow as yet another surprise sibling or hidden asset is revealed. They bring decades of baggage and chemistry that make the mansion feel alive again. But no one is more on edge than EJ DiMera. EJ has every reason to be bracing himself for the storm. As Stefano's favored son, at least in many chapters of this saga, EJ has walked a tightrope between inheriting the empire and trying to escape its darkest shadows. His anxiety is palpable and completely understandable. We've watched EJ evolve from the ruthless operator who once clashed violently with his father to a man trying to balance power, family, and his own complicated romances. Yet, whenever the DiMeras gather en masse, trouble doesn't just brew. It erupts like one of those classic Salem earthquakes. Remember the last big family summit? Secrets spilled, alliances shattered, and someone usually ended up presumed dead or in a secret room. EJ knows this better than anyone. He's pacing those opulent halls right now, wondering if his father's final words will elevate him to undisputed head of the family or strip away everything he's fought for. Let's be honest, DiMera family gatherings have a notorious track record. Think back to the epic confrontations of the past, Stefano pitting his children against each other like pieces on a chessboard, the reveal of long-lost relatives, the forged documents, the surprise codicils. There's always a major shock. Always serious trouble. It's practically a tradition as old as the show itself. The mansion's walls have witnessed everything, from champagne toasts that turned into screaming matches to physical altercations that left priceless art shattered on the floor. This reading feels destined to follow that pattern, but amplified. Now, here's where the speculation gets deliciously juicy. What if a mysterious stranger appeared at Stefano's will reading to crank the drama up to 11? It's not just possible, it feels almost inevitable in the Days of Our Lives universe. Stefano was a master of contingencies, hidden identities, and players who only revealed themselves at the perfect dramatic moment. A mysterious figure slipping through the doors as the lawyer opens that sealed envelope? That's not fan fiction, that's classic soap opera gold. Imagine the scene. The room falls silent as the attorney, perhaps an old family friend or a nervous newcomer clearly out of his depth, begins to read Stefano's words. Tony and Anna exchange knowing glances. EJ's jaw tightens, his hand gripping the back of a leather chair. Other family members, Chad, perhaps Kristen if she's lurking, or whichever DiMera offspring are currently in orbit, lean forward. Then, the heavy oak doors creak open. A figure stands there, backlit dramatically, face partially obscured. Gasps ripple through the room. "Who the hell are you?" someone demands. The stranger steps forward, a faint, knowing smile playing on their lips, and says something like, "Stefano wanted me here for this." "I'm family. Who could this mysterious stranger be?" The possibilities are endless and tantalizing. It could be another long-lost DiMera child. Stefano had more affairs and secret liaisons than most characters have had coffee at the Brady pub. Perhaps a child from one of his many international escapades, raised in secrecy and groomed as the ultimate contingency plan. Or what if it's a clone? We've seen that playbook before with Stefano's own resurrections and body swaps. A younger Stefano, somehow preserved or recreated through some mad science project funded by DiMera Enterprises? That would send chills down everyone's spine. Maybe it's someone tied to Stefano's deepest enmities, perhaps a child of one of his victims, now positioned as an heir through some twisted legal maneuver or blackmail. Or a former associate who holds the key to fortunes hidden in offshore accounts, secret properties, or even control of the family's more nefarious operations. The drama wouldn't stop at the reveal. Accusations would fly. EJ might see this interloper as a direct threat to his position, leading to an intense stare-down charged with years of resentment. Tony, ever the diplomat with his own scars from Stefano's manipulations, might try to mediate while Anna digs for dirt with her signature blend of charm and cunning. Let's expand on how this could unfold over multiple episodes, because a will reading this loaded won't be resolved in one afternoon. Day 1. The arrival. The stranger presents documents, perhaps a letter in Stefano's unmistakable handwriting, verified by some expert, or a recording from beyond the grave. Stefano loved his dramatic video messages. The room erupts. Old wounds reopen. References to past betrayals. The Andre days. The endless power struggles. EJ, already anxious, might lash out, accusing the newcomer of forgery or manipulation. We get flashbacks, those glorious days montages showing Stefano with various women, plotting in dark rooms, making deals that shaped destinies. As the will's specific bequests are read, each one could carry a sting. A beloved piece of art going to an unexpected recipient. Control of DiMera Enterprises split in ways designed to force cooperation or competition. Personal messages from Stefano that cut to the core of each character's insecurities. For EJ, perhaps a mix of pride and a final test. "My son, you have the ambition, but do you have the ruthlessness?" For Tony, acknowledgement of his independence mixed with a pullback into the fold. Anna might receive something whimsical yet strategically important, a key to a safe deposit box containing secrets about her own past. The mysterious stranger's presence would ripple outward, affecting not just the DiMeras but the entire canvas of Salem. Relationships would be tested. Sammy, if involved or referenced, would have strong opinions from afar or make a dramatic entrance herself. Chad's attempts at a more legitimate life could be upended. Romantic entanglements, EJ's current dynamics, whoever they may be, would get complicated as power shifts. Perhaps the stranger has their own romantic history or appeal, creating instant triangles. Beyond the immediate family, think of the larger implications. Business rivals like the Kyriakises would be watching closely, perhaps making moves to exploit any perceived weakness. Law enforcement characters would wonder about the legalities of sudden new heirs and hidden assets. Even the Brady side might get pulled in through old vendettas or unexpected alliances. I can picture the emotional layers the actors would bring. The veteran performers, who have embodied these roles for years, would deliver powerhouse performances, the subtle flicker of recognition on Tony's face, Anna's mixture of delight and suspicion, EJ's controlled fury masking deep vulnerability. The writing would lean into the history, references to specific past plots, Easter eggs for longtime fans, while remaining accessible for newer viewers. As the story unfolds across weeks, we'd see alliances form and fracture. The stranger might prove to be an ally to some, an enemy to others. Revelations about Stefano's final years, perhaps he was orchestrating events even from beyond, would keep us guessing. Is the will ironclad, or will legal battles and sabotage ensue? Secret clauses activated only under certain conditions? A treasure hunt of sorts for the true inheritance? The drama wouldn't be confined to the mansion. Scenes at the pub, the hospital, or corporate offices would show the town reacting. Speculation would run rampant. Social media in Salem, and ours, would explode with theories. Is the stranger a con artist? A hero? Another phoenix rising? Stefano's shadow has always loomed large, and this will reading feels like his ultimate gift to the show, a catalyst for fresh conflict wrapped in nostalgia. Whether the mysterious figure materializes or the shocks come from within the known family, one thing is certain: this arc is going to deliver the high-stakes, emotional, twist-filled storytelling that keeps Days of Our Lives enduring. Fans like me, who have watched through countless cycles of love, loss, and DiMera domination, are counting the days. Will EJ emerge stronger, or will this be the challenge that finally breaks him? Will Tony and Anna find themselves drawn back into the family business against their better judgment? And that stranger, if they appear, they could change everything. The reading is coming. The mansion doors are opening. And in Salem, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Buckle up, fellow viewers. The Phoenix's final game is in motion, and the board is about to be upended once more.